Well, hello everyone. This is Andrew McKee here again for Fair Life, and it is. Things are just moving quick as always. Hello everyone. I hope good to see you. Already some people in and watching. So thanks for joining us. It has been it's been a wild day and even a crazy week, but just the meetings today have been great and had a good time. It's I always like that. I always like that when Mondays are normally rough days. Uh, I think for all of us generally, whether we're recovering from a fair and we're kind of zombies on Monday, or just have to go back to work or whatever. So it's nice when you can say it was a good day. Got a lot done. So that's always nice. And I want to say congratulations everybody on a wondrous International Goof-Off Day. That's right. March 22nd is International Goof-Off Day. So if you didn't goof off today, oh, you missed out. That's always rough. That is always rough because this is Goof-Off Day. I mean, internationally, it's Goof-Off Day. So you should have goofed off. You only have a few hours left to goof off. So jump in and goof off while you still can. And hello, Janine and Kristen. Oh yeah. Kristen says yes, she is hurting from Sherwood from the rehearsals. I mean, rehearsals at Sherwood are like it's like a regular fair day. So I will never say that it was just a rehearsal because I've seen the rehearsals at Sherwood. So yeah, and yeah, never easy, never easy. Now I would ask all of you that are watching, hey, go ahead and share the stream if you're on Facebook, and if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share wherever you can. Just let people know things are going on, and hey, share it out. Share the International Goof-Off Day joy. Always good. But yeah, totally. And hey, Damaris is in there. Excellent. And I also want to mention that there are some really good videos out there from the Bard Renard. If you like some good medieval music, you should check them out. So hopefully Lee can put up a link for that, or somebody else can. But yeah, just something to check out because some really cool music. So just spreading that stream joy. Okay. So Janine, now you understand why she was just not motivated to work on those statistics. You see, it's International Goof-Off Day. You have an excuse. No problem. No problem. Oh, and Kristen apparently in rehearsals throws herself on the floor twice in one show. Yes, that's what we like to call suffering for your art. It's an important part of histrionics. Oh, good. The Bard Renard. You got a link. So excellent. Check that out. Really good music, good posts. So a lot of fun. Oh, wow. Oh, and I don't know if any of you all noticed, but when that video that John Cleese, when he recorded the poem by Arthur Greenleaf Holmes, and did that also John Cleese, they donated some of the money to Rescue, which was really cool. So that was another cool thing that happened. It's always some good stuff. It's fun stuff. Things are really starting to pick up in the community, I think, because, fairs are starting to start up again. It's kind of crazy. We've kind of started to hit that point where fairs are happening. So really interesting. Hopefully that will keep going and in a positive way. So always be safe first. And in keeping with that, I spent all of the last weekend prepping for Sherwood because I'm going to be playing there almost every weekend. There's one weekend I can't be there, but all the others. And I found a mask that will work with the recorder. It has a flap on it that goes down, and I can lift it when I need to play the recorder and then lower it again. And it looks like it works pretty well. It was designed for that kind of thing. And so I'm going to do that and then stay as far away from people as I can. and approach it that way. But I think that is going to be really cool. Um, so no pressure. I'll have it in by before this next weekend, and I'm going to go out and join in some of the dance rehearsals out at the Sherwood site. So I'll get to try it out a little bit and play a little music for the dancing. So yay. I know, right, Kristen? Yeah, Andrew in real life. That'll be awesome. And yeah, it's. I spent the whole weekend just figuring out everything, going through and ordering whatever I needed for the fair. It was a challenge. Oh, and I've got a new outfit this year, so that should be interesting. So I'll tell you more about that later. But I'm kind of excited. New hat and everything. So for those of you that are looking at the hats and how I wear it, I will. I'll make sure to wear that. Actually, yeah, I'll try to as soon as I think I'm going to get the hat in before next Fairlife. So if I do, I will try it out so you can check it out. That is always fun. Keep me in check. What, me need to be kept in check? That doesn't sound like me. Well, I mean, okay. If you just need a job, sure, that's fine. Keep me in check. Yeah, take a guess. What color is my hat? And I'll give you a clue. It's not burnt orange. I know, I went to the University of Texas. Not a fan of burnt orange. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Not a fan. Not a good color. I was the one who had the University of Texas T-shirt that was not burnt orange. They did sell them because I wasn't alone there. I was not alone. And apparently, according to Kristen, I am the Alana Dale understudy. And that's true. I guess I do play music all day long. I just go from one show to another. I just schedule myself. Generally, I figured I'd play music all day anyway, so I might as well go and play in front of people and help out the cast and help out the different groups doing stuff when they needed music. I mean, why not? It's crazy. Well, Damaris knows what color because, she actually gave me some advice on that, so that was helpful. Really, everybody's saying they think they know, and nobody's actually saying a color in the messages. That is funny. I appreciate that. Nobody's really going out on a limb here. Oh, Kathy went with brown. Good guess. And surprisingly, brown was one of the colors I was looking at a little bit, but alas, no. Alas, no. Brown wouldn't go so well with a lot of my accessories, which are black. Black boots, black belt, black pouches. So, I know some people mix brown and black. I've never been a fan of that. I always tend to go black and silver as the accent colors. So, yeah, that's kind of one. Green. Brent, very good guess, Brent. That is, because that is my old hat, of course, green, and it makes sense that I might get a different hat in the same color. So very good guess. But no, I went with a very different color scheme than what I normally wear. Well, actually, I guess not that different. It's just arranged differently. But, and plaid is a color? Well, yes, Kristen, I suppose plaid is technically a color, sort of. Yeah. And Janine guessed blue. You are right. I'm getting a blue hat. So, yeah. Yes. I am a fan. It's going to look a lot like my green one, but in blue, because that hat always... It's always been tough for me to find a hat. Do y'all have this problem? Have y'all, for those that have done fairs and dressed up, finding a hat that looks good on you? It was always tough for me. I was never really happy with it. Have y'all had that problem? Because hats, tough. I'd be interested in hearing that because... because it's a weird balance at Faire. It's kind of you want to make sure the sun doesn't well, I am Irish genetically, so yeah, it makes me burn like crazy with the sun. So I want to protect myself from that, but I also want to at least be somewhat historically accurate, but I also want it to look good. So when you throw all those together, you're in deep trouble. So yes. Oh, and yeah, Kristen, it hasn't arrived yet. I said it hopefully would arrive before next Fairlife. I think it will. It's supposed to, but you know how that goes. I believe it's supposed to come in on Friday. So here's hoping. Yeah, Damaris says hats are hard to get right, and Kathy agrees. Yeah. Oh, and Drew just makes his own because he's that guy. And that's of course the ideal. If the easiest way to get exactly what you want is to make it yourself or have it made to your specifications. Exactly. And totally the best way to go. I try to do that sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, I have a deadline. I need this immediately. I'm totally changing everything I was going to do before, and got to go with what you can. And there's also that fact that I can't really crochet, or I mean, I can sew a little, but just enough to do some repair and sew on buttons and that kind of thing. So at least I have that. But yeah. Oh, a musketeer style hat for Brent. And it took you all to get there. Yeah, musketeer hats I think are great. They always look good. Well, they usually look good depending on which one you get. And I've even looked at that, but because of some of the fairs I do, yeah, not quite right for me. But they definitely look good, so I think that's a very good choice. Janine with a floppy brimmed hat. Yeah, always good. Classic. Oh, tricorder pirate? Yeah, those are very nice looking too. Yeah, say what you will about Jack Sparrow, but and that whole costume craze that happened years ago with everybody dressing up like Jack Sparrow at Ren fairs. I mean, it was ubiquitous. There was a drinking game at Faire where it's like count how many Jack Sparrows you see. It was crazy, but it really helped solidify it being okay to dress in any type of pirate garb at Faire. Sometimes even on cast. I mean, you could get away with a lot more things that before that entertainment directors and cast directors wouldn't let you get away with. You could justify a character to make it work sometimes at some fairs. And I've seen characters on stage that are, performers doing that, getting away with a lot more than they used to too. So it definitely helped. Lee, you have a big head? Never would have thought. So, ooh, Janine sewed a winter fleece hat. Wow. Oh, but promptly lost. Ah, that's a shame. But that sounds great. Winter fleece, that would be really nice. Leather tricorn is absurd. Yes. And Kristen is right. And the bar was all over the place. There were so many wannabe Jack Sparrows that you're just kind of like, oh, honey, oh, no, why are you trying? Why are you doing this? Really? But occasionally you'd see one that was just so well done. So yeah, I agree, Kristen. I do have respect for a good Jack Sparrow. I totally agree with that. Mm. Oh, and I love that. Yeah, Lee said she had to stop playing the Jack Sparrow drinking game because she didn't want to die, and that's true. There were a few years there where you couldn't round a corner without seeing a Jack Sparrow. You'd go into a shop and it'd be like, there's a Jack Sparrow in the shop. Oh, there's somebody dressed as Jack Sparrow working in the shop. I mean, it was bizarre. It was everywhere. It was everywhere. And she is totally right. Yeah, she does. If she was in the same city, I would not be talking this much trash. Yes, it's totally true. But she knows I'm kidding. Come on. Yes, Kristen is totally right. Jack Sparrow, it's more than just the outfit. Yeah, I mean, you have to do the manner a bit, and if you're going to talk, I wouldn't require people to do the voice, but if you can pull it off, you get some leeway with the rest, because selling it is a lot easier if you can do the swagger and the voice of it, I think. But yeah, okay. Wow, I didn't mean to talk this much about Jack Sparrow. I am so sorry. Um, thought we'd forgotten that one by now, but it keeps coming back, and this one was my fault. Uh, oh my. So yes, I do want to talk about some stuff that happened last week. It wasn't just me working all the weekend trying to research clothing and attire and all of that. Um, yeah. We had an interesting time last week where we had the end of season 2 with Shakespeare Reviews. We had our last episode of season 2, and that's really cool. It was a double feature because, it's the end of the season. You got to do something special, right? So double feature with Sherlock Gnomes, which was the 2018 sequel to the really, really surprisingly good animated film from 2011, Romeo and Juliet, and then Romeo Must Die from 2000, and that was an action film with Jet Li. So really, very different films in a way, but considering some of the fight scenes, not that different. See, and Susan suddenly says, what has she walked into? And that's the thing. You don't come in at the beginning. The next thing you know, we're talking about Jack Sparrow, and you miss out on Jack Sparrow appreciation night. Kristen is right. So, yep. You got to come in quick. Always get in right at 7 p.m. Central, because Central is the important time zone. So, yeah. Shakespeare Reviews, last episode. And, I do check it out. I think we had a lot of fun with it. It's a little longer than some of the others because it's a double feature, but not too much, surprisingly. And we had a lot of fun talking about those movies. Definitely interesting. They were both movies we'd mentioned in earlier episodes, so I thought it important that we include those in to finish out the season so that we covered everything. Now, I know what you're asking. You're wondering, well, when's the next Shakespeare Reviews? When are we doing this again? We're in the process of doing a little bit of a reorganization of it, and really sort of, it's season 3, so I guess we can call it Shakespeare Reviews 3.0, the new version. It's going to be really cool. Yeah, I mean, we've had several meetings on it already, and it's looking really good. It's going to be some fun stuff. It's going to appeal to, I think, in some ways more people, and to some people it's going to appeal to them more individually, as in they're just going to be like, wow, there's a lot more cool stuff here. So I think it's going to be good. Okay. Now she's sending me messages here. Okay. That's great. Excellent. So I'll check that. Oh. Okay. So there is something else I can mention. That was the message that Lee's talking about. Yeah, we get those little NDA qualifiers where it's like, no, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this. And then all of a sudden we hear, oh, okay, you can mention this. And we're like, really? Oh, that's nice. Oh. Oh, right. And Janine is right. She does get that whole, since she's in Mountain, she does all those late night stuff that we sometimes do. She doesn't have to worry about. That is a good point. So yes, we do have some cool new stuff. So I don't even know I don't even know how to phrase this because I haven't even thought about this. I don't know what all I can say, but what we're doing is we are doing an online event with Norman, the Renaissance Fair that's in Norman, Oklahoma. They are doing an online event, and we are working with them to put it out online. So you're going to have a little. I don't even know if I want to call it a virtual Ren Fair, because that's not really what it is. It's a special event for the fair, I guess is how I would phrase it. So it's a collaboration, and it is going to be, um, it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That we're still ironing out details and getting all of this stuff set up. If there's any other details that we can share, Lee, throw them in the comments, because I'm not sure what else I'm allowed to say, but I can at least announce it and say that it's happening. Yeah, the Norman Medieval Fair. Um, but yeah, that's in Norman, Oklahoma, and it is a fun. It's a fun time. It's a strange, unique fair in many ways. If you haven't been there, it's more of a campus student thing, and uh, it's been going on for a long time. I'm trying to remember what year it started, but it's an old fair. But it's surprisingly big, and free admission, and I've heard about it for years. It's a good fair, really well thought of, and we're going to have a great time doing this. Um, so yeah, how many of you have been to the Norman Medieval Fair? So yeah, if anybody has, let me know. Let me know. It sounds like Liz has. Oh, 1979, according to Liz Breen. I knew it had been a long time, but I wasn't sure how much earlier it was from 1990, because I didn't know, but that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. So yeah, that is great. Yeah, I'm just a lot of excitement, and it's always fun when we can work and collaborate with different groups, or fairs, or festivals, because well, I mean, we've as of now we have a lot of experience in many different ways working with online content, and a lot of places don't, and even those that do don't always do it well. So yeah, I mean, being able to help out these groups and get some good stuff online during during times when they're unsure whether they can open, or they have postponed already because of the uncertainty. And I mean, you have to have some time ahead of the fair to be able to say whether it happens. Uh, but yeah, it's really it's that's really one of the reasons we started Life's a Fair, to help out performers, to help out fairs, to help out merchants and vendors, to yeah, I mean, to help them all out, get the word out, and help them all out online, and to create something new. And this is just wonderful. So yeah, excellent. Huh. Yeah. Really? Okay. So we start talking about the other collaborations now. I didn't know we could talk about those. I don't know if we can. Yeah. Let's just say we've got we have a couple of others that we're working on. Yeah. Yeah. We'll say that. That's fair. Ah. So when we've said before that we've had lots of meetings and cool stuff's going on, that's what I mean. It's cool stuff. Um, we're collaborating. Actually, I think that's what I'd like to convey more than anything. That a lot of what we've been doing is talking with others and having meetings with other groups, organizations, companies, whatever, and they've been very productive. I mean, we've started having serious discussions about, let's do this event and let's do that, and uh, yeah, yeah, I've been very happy. Um, it's one of those future very bright kind of things, which is a very good feeling considering how the recent past has been, in some ways at least. So excellent. Uh, oh, and one thing I want to mention, we had a great time at our Thursday get together that we had last Thursday in Zoom, sort of a birthday party, fun time where we just hung out and talked with all of y'all. And so for those of you that showed up and hung out, great to see you, great to talk with you. Always a fun time. I mean, this is great streaming like this, but sometimes it's fun to actually see some faces and to hear back as opposed to read back. So it's sometimes a nice change. Always good. So yeah, but that was a fun time. And now what we have coming up on this coming up Thursday is, well, this is really special because uh, we are having a belly dance group, Shanyata. Now, we have not had a belly dance group on Life's a Faire yet, and there's a very clear reason why. Lee was a professional belly dancer, and her standards are very, very high. We looked around to see what we could do and who was available, and you know, had some possibilities, but just never made it work. But this, yeah, I mean, one of them is a internationally famous dancer, and this is, they are very, very good. So just the fact that we have them on here with Lee's discerning tastes should tell you this is up there around the top of what you can see belly dance wise. So I'm very excited to see the show. I think you should be too. So definitely check that out on this Thursday. It should be a really, really good time. And yeah, Kristen was asking about the cake off, and Lee's right. We not yet. We still have until Friday to enter. So yes, something to check out. So you still have time. So hopefully you're resting up today, Kristen, and you're in. Unless you've already submitted, I don't know. I haven't seen all the submissions or anything yet, so we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, let's see. Other cool things going on. Yeah, Sherwood is going to be starting here in less than 2 weeks. And, oh, right. Then, what? I guess who else? What other fairs are going to be starting? Scarborough will be starting up. And that will be really amazing, too. So, fairs are starting to come back. We'll see how that goes. I know that it seems like they're being very cautious and very vigilant, so let's hope that continues with mask wearing and all of that, because always a scary time. And yeah, let's see. Oh, and since Sherwood is starting, I talked with my friend Paulo Garbanzo, the famous international juggler, and he's going to be down at Sherwood. And of course, when Paulo and I are in the same city, we often do gaming together, and it looks like gaming it is. So I'm going to be on Nat 21, his little gaming adventure that he streams weekly, and that's always fun. And yeah, so that'll be starting, I guess, in a little over 2 weeks on the Tuesday after the after Sherwood, and go on for several weeks after that. So that'll be fun, and I'll get to game again because it's been too long. And you know, sometimes when I go without some nerd stuff for too long, I feel too much like an accountant, and we need to change that. So yes, that'll be fun. Let's see. After that, well, you know, let's just jump. I'm just so excited about fairs coming back, and it's such a cool time. How about we just jump into 7 reasons, because that's always good, right? Let's do 7 reasons. Now, today's 7 reasons it's a little different. Instead of doing 7 reasons, I talked it over with the writing staff, and we went through it and threw out a bunch of ideas. And one of them I really liked, and we had to go with that one. And it's 7 totally awesome sounds I would never have heard if I hadn't been at Faire. I know you're all thinking about it, right? Because there's at least one sound that you're like, oh yeah, right? Because at Faire, you hear these sounds that you would never hear elsewhere, and I love that. I just love that. It is so many possibilities. So I thought I could do mine, but of course mine would be heavily music centered. So I asked around and got a very unique mix of a very unique mix of 7 totally awesome sounds that you would never have heard if you hadn't been at Faire. So yes, here we go. 7 reasons. Okay. Number 7. Breaking a guitar over someone else's head. That's right. Performers take their comedy very seriously, and they will take a guitar and break it over someone's head for the humor of it on stage. And hearing that crunch is so satisfying. It's kind of like, oh, that's what it sounds like. It is hilarious. So yes, you might hear an instrument crunching over someone's head for comedy, of course. It's for art, so it's okay. It's all right if it's for art. That's the rule, I've heard. Number 6. Lances breaking. Now, say what you will about movies with knights jousting in it and everything. Knight's Tale is, I guess, one of the more recent examples. But yeah, getting the sound of lances, I mean, it sounds all crunchy and all of that. And okay, it's kind of interesting. But hearing it in person and hearing that lance just break and shatter, and then hearing the as the knight gets pushed off the horse, oh, that's pretty satisfying. They do it right. Oh, and I'm seeing some great ones in here. Cannon fire, of course, is classic, because you don't hear enough cannon fire in real life. Okay, maybe you do. You don't want to hear real cannon fire, but just hearing cannon fire is kind of interesting. And Robin Hood's laugh, classic. And chessboard comedy fights. That can be really funny, and that is one of those places, chessboard comedy fight, you might see a guitar hit over someone's head. So always good. Number 5, elephants peeing. Okay, I didn't suggest this one, but I thought about it, and it's not wrong. It is not wrong. Because there are some fairs that have, animal rides, and, they'll have some of that, and they'll have elephants. And when an elephant lets loose with their bladder, yeah, it doesn't sound like you would think it would. So I have to admit, yeah, that is a unique sound. I mean, we could talk about it for 30 minutes or so. I don't think we need to. But that would still be a small fraction of the amount of time it would take to release the liquid in that huge bladder. So, yeah, always interesting. So just to let you know that some of the answers I got from people weren't musical. There you go. Number 4. Whoa. Owen Fife singing. Now, of course, these days he's passed away, so you can't hear him these days, unfortunately. That's the saddest part about this number 4. But his voice was just something beyond normal, way beyond normal, and it was just so beautiful. I mean, at other fairs, I'm sure there are other people's voices that affect you in a similar way, and that's kind of the thing. I mean, hearing such a pure, lovely voice is just it. I always describe that kind of thing as the soundtrack to the fair. It's what makes the fair seem more real, and it's always appreciated. Owen Fife, just a wonderful person and a wonderful performer, and what a voice. Okay, number 3. A sackbut consort. Now, the sackbut, for those of you that don't know, is a traditional instrument that is the precursor of the trombone. And hearing a consort, not of trombones, but of sackbuts, And that's sort of I mean, it's a little more specific, but we can get a little more general and just say a consort of instruments you would never hear. You know, whether it's a group of recorders, you know, that unlike fifth graders actually sounds good together, or you know, or something like that that just is like I've never heard these instruments together, and it just makes this unique, interesting sound. Um, it is, yeah, yeah, it is just amazing. Um, oh, and Hannah's saying she wished she'd heard it. For those of you who haven't, there are YouTube videos of Owen Fife, so definitely look him up. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. Yeah. Oh, and Kat just said the same thing. And yeah, so okay. Yeah. Because of the delay, you beat me to it, I guess, because of the delay. Yeah, but it is not the same, but yeah. Owen. Okay. Where are we? Number two? Number two. Number two. Hawkers hawking. Yeah. Now, some hawking at stores is not as common a thing in the U.S., but you still see it some, but it's not as common. But at Ren fairs, it's all over the place. Hawking is an art form, and you know you can. That's actually one of the fun things about Faire, walking around and hearing the different approaches at hawking from the people in front of the booths, and or the games or whatever, and they all do it a little differently, and it is fascinating. Some of them are phenomenal at it, and then you get some of the special cases, like some like the pickle salesman who sings, and he'll sing little pickle tunes that he writes himself, and they're hilarious. And you get the special above and beyond cases of hawking where it adds a lot to the show, and it is a special treat. So definitely, definitely, definitely. And Liz is right; it's a staple at Faire. Yeah, it does kind of have a sort of 12 days of Ren Fair kind of thing, Michael. Yeah, you're right. It's yeah. 3 elephants peeing, 2 sackbut concerts. Yeah, and Owen Fife singing. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Very good, very good. Okay, and the number one sound that you would have never heard if you hadn't been at Faire. If you hadn't been at Faire. Number one, early morning bagpipes. You know, I mean, admittedly, not all pipers are created equal. You know, you have some pipers that are not so good, but some pipers are so good, and some fairs, they have some really good pipers, and you'll go there waiting out front, just bought your tickets and you're waiting at the front gate to enter, and in the distance you'll hear a bagpipe playing, and it has that natural reverberation over the area, and it's just so gorgeous. It's sort of like the natural version of singing in the shower. It's the bagpipe in the distance in the morning at the Ren Fair. It's that kind of thing, and it is if it's done. I've heard it done wrong. I'm not gonna lie, but if it's done right, it is a special moment that just kind of it puts you in the mood you want to be in. If you want to be inspired for battle, it'll put you in that mood. If you want to just be relaxed and feel good about everything, it'll put you in that mood. Yeah. If you want to be energized, it'll do that too. It just puts you in the mood you want to be in, and it's just beautiful. So yes. Yeah. Oh, and yes, there are some places where you get bagpipes that is not good, and and the Nationals. Okay, that is good. Pipers. You'll see pipers at different events. They're Sometimes you'll see them at weddings. Sometimes you'll see them at funerals. Sometimes you'll, depending on the city, you'll find them on different holidays, or sometimes for special events, depending on what country you're in. Uh, it's quite good. It's quite interesting. Popular in parades sometimes too. Oh yes, always good stuff. So that is the 7 totally awesome sounds you would never have heard if you had not been at Faire. So I think that's a good wide assortment. I tried. And I want to thank the writing staff for helping me out with that. And it feels weird to say the writing staff, but we have a writing staff, so credit where credit is due. And Susan says, any big lawn bowling competitions, pipers are at the opening ceremonies. Okay. Hey, it's good work where you can get it. And, if you're a piper, you've got only so many things. So you spread it out. Yeah. Yeah, that was, I know one of the high schools in Houston, when I was growing up, they had pipers that they would teach piping, and it was very interesting. Not mine, and so I missed out. If I'd gone to that high school, I could have been a piper. You never know what might have been. Yeah. Okay, well, that was 7 reasons. Yay! Here we go. Woohoo! All right. Well, it's interesting because now, we don't have a Shakespeare Reviews this week because we're on hiatus for that while we're retooling. So it's a little strange. But we do have, like we said, a lot of things in the works. It's not going to be too long until we do the Norman Medieval Fair online show. And that's coming up really soon, so look for that. And a lot of cool stuff coming up. But definitely come around and hang with us this Thursday for Shinyatta, the belly dance group. And I think, well, whether you like belly dance or not, you're going to be impressed, because it's a very good fusion of artistic ability and athleticism. I mean, it really is. It's amazing. So looking forward to that. And what, you can't imagine me as a piper? Heavens, why? Admittedly, I'd probably have a customized set of pipes that can do really weird things, and I'd be I'd be the crazy ugly duckling in the back that just does my own thing, and nobody wants to play with me, pipe with me, I guess is how you'd put it. So yeah. But that's just no, Susan, I'm actually working on that. We're working on my recorder pipes. They would be ready if it wasn't for all the stuff I've done for Lights of Fair. I just need to perfect the valves, and then I will have my recorder pipes. So don't worry, it'll happen. Still a work in progress. I think I have a valve design, but I need to work on it and test it. That's what I do. Work and test. And actually, that might be something I work on this week a little bit. Take a trip to Home Depot and work on the valves. Got to customize that. But anyway. But okay, well, hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, and a lot of cool stuff coming up, so look for it. Oh, come on. Of course I could play the Animaniacs theme song. I can play the Animaniacs theme song on almost anything, because I'm me. I think it's just me. That's how I roll. Yeah, let's see. I wonder if there's anything I couldn't play the Animax theme song on. No, I could probably rock an ocarina and go to town. It's just me. So, but we'll talk about that. We will talk about that and at Sherwood and see what we can do. But yeah, well, thank you again, and always fun. So I will see you hopefully this Thursday, and again in a week, where I should be able to show you some really cool new clothes for Sherwood for me. Yay! So that should be exciting, and I look forward to seeing you all out at Faire as soon as we can get there. So take care, and enjoy your week.